All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Arakakodash. I double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see, this lesson from the RT, it's going to be a quick lesson through the Spirit, and it says, warning issue for petrodollar. And now it's the Spirit because the elder Amawan Gabar, he did the lesson in which he showed the U.S. debt clock. And on that U.S. debt clock, to the far right column, you had the dollar equaling zero, or the silver to dollar ratio was zero, the gold to dollar ratio was zero, the oil per gallon ratio was zero. Now we understand that Esau's mission is to basically, centralize a currency in which the world is acceptance of, hence the CDBC. Now we understand this currency is also going to be in the form of electronic payment, being that he wants to change from paper down into I believe a transhumanist world, man. And that system is going to be revolved around the MOTB, which is the CHI to the P. So it's going to be an electronic currency. So the reset of the dollar is going to be soon in mass effect. Because it's in effect now. You're seeing inflation of certain objects and household items. But that's going to be more prevalent and more in your face real soon, man. It says refusal to use the greenback for oil payments around the world could undermine the U.S. economy. And it will do that because you have countries as such as Saudi Arabia. You have countries like China, Taiwan, China, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And you also have countries, like I said, Saudi Arabia that is basically filled out forms to join the BRICS nation. I believe it's two other countries as well, which are basically backed by resources to create a global superpower of said resources, man. Now, I want to get into the precepts because these countries are sick of Babylon, man. As the scriptures say, they drunk the wine of the wrath of fornication. They've had to lie in bed with this devil for so long and no deals. There's Revelation 14:8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen. It's fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of her wrath of fornication. Right? That extends far beyond, democracy and Hollywood, man. It goes into the monetary system. It goes into, the educational system. It goes into the way that America's image, or the image of the beast, has poisoned really all the inhabitants of the world. You got women up in the Middle East, chanting these same sentiments of the women of the West, man. But nevertheless, Yahabashim Yahushai, and that's 18 and it's like 18-3, so like it, But you have these nations, chanting of the same philosophies in which America, or the inhabitants of America, are chanting. Fornication, right? But they're sick and tired of dealing with the U.S. dollar, man. They're sick and tired of dealing with the U.S. dollar because America's put so many sanctions on these other countries, which isn't allowing them to bypass, the products. For example, Russia has an influx of oil right now. Like currently, Russia has a huge influx of oil, but America's put sanctions on so many countries that they can't buy this cheap oil, man. But they're coming to terms and understanding that, hey, if we cut out this middleman and deal directly, our countries will be in better in a better place, man, financially. So it says U.S. is facing serious economic risk as more countries around the globe move away from the dollar and energy trade. It says this would end the petrodollar. It would have severe adverse effects on the value of the dollar as well as the U.S. inflation and interest rates, which will ultimately, cause items here in the U.S. to go into hyperinflation. But it's also because, the U.S. These countries have bonds, with the U.S. that they're going to sell back, man. America is within heavy debt of these countries. Thus saith the book of Habakkuk, and I'm going to grab it, Habakkuk 2. Yep, this is 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, right, covetous, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto himself, unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that thick clay is what? Heavy debt, man. And we're going to see how much America is actually in debt, because on the U.S. debt clock, it says, I believe, something around like 35, 36 trillion. It may be in the 40s now. But nevertheless, man, that heavy debt is soon going to actually take effect. And we're going to see it. And then once you see these prices of everything rise, from energy prices, the tax have already went up, but then you're going to see it on your food. That's when people are going to start looting, because everything will be too expensive to buy. Your everyday egg have already turned to, as we seen pictures, I believe it was a 48 count, was somewhere around like $78, $79. Your 12 pack is $8. So when you see your things like bread, the 99-cent store, I'm not sure if, brothers go there, but the 99-cent store, it barely has anything that's 99 cents in there anymore. So when you see your bread at $8 a loaf, then it catapults to $27 a loaf, and that's for the cheapest bread. Then you're going to see what exactly is happening. The American people have to see it to believe it. They have that normalcy bias complex. It says, by billing for oil in dollars, the Saudis guarantee worldwide demand for the greenback. Slaki. He points to Saudi Arabia's recent announcement that it was open to accepting payment for oil in currencies other than the dollar. And I believe that's including cryptocurrencies. It says, if that happens, the demand for dollars and the currency's value will fall. By billing for oil in dollars, the Saudis guarantee worldwide demand for the greenback. Exactly. So that's where the strength of it came from. It says this is a major threat to Washington's power and to the financial power of American banks. Right, so by cutting out that middleman, by dealing with the dollar, it's allowing Saudi Arabia to become more of a rich country, because they'll be getting business from everyone else and don't have to deal with the U.S. dollar, because they have to deal with the global currency trade. There's a ratio between every currency, man. It says, Robert noted that for half a century, the petrodollar has supported the value of the U.S. dollar and ensured financing for America's large budget and trade deficits. The petrodollar supported the continuing role of the dollar as world currency after Nixon closed the gold window in 1971. Right. Basically, the America being backed by gold. I believe the silver standard was taken away in 68. It says, in order to escape Washington's ability to threaten and punish them for serving their own interests rather than Washington's. Right, exactly, because you're held underneath the grip of America as long as you're still dealing with their currency. But these nations are fighting back, man. And they're fighting back on every level. This is just another chess move in which Yahweh Shema Shai is implementing to further decay this place, man. We're at the toes in the clay, man. We're at the toes. We're at the iron mixed with clay. And that rock, Yahweh Shai, is thrown at the toes mixed with the mire clay, man. Hey, so we're going to see the end soon, man. Hey, it's through the spirit that Apostle Tahar coined this year, Lord will, the year that all prophecies happen, man. And we're seeing that this is only this is February 1st. So I just want to bring this lesson out through the spirit. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arakakodash. I double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom to you, Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.